He's a long-time friend. We grew up together. John Porter!
Right, good night. Right, just bear with me 1 second. Yeah, fucking hell, you don't expect to have to pass a mountaineering course to get on stage at a comedy night, do you? Never mind it looking like Christmas behind me, it'll be fucking Christmas by the time I get off here. Yes. Hello. How are we all? Good, I'm knackered, so let's just see if I can get through this or not. Yeah, I'm John. Hi. You've probably just noticed by the fact that I've broke Katie's arm and probably Jed's back that I'm disabled, and I had a bit of trouble with that. Just want to clear up a few misconceptions, right? I'm not Jack Carroll, right? I'm not a 15-year-old boy. If you're fantasising about me being a 15-year-old boy, seek fucking help, okay? So yeah, I'm not Jack Carroll. It's actually, there's nothing wrong with being a disabled comic necessarily, but people do say some odd things to you. After one show I did, somebody said, mind if I ask you what your disability is? And I said, no, it's cerebral palsy. And he replied, oh, that's not so bad. Oh, thanks for that, Dr. Shipman. Yeah. I am terribly sorry my chronic illness isn't good enough for you, you know. I always wondered whether he had a list on his wall, you know, of chronic medical conditions, and he just went, cerebral palsy, that's not so bad, you could have leprosy. You know, you could have a broken jaw, but I'm not fucking going on about it, am I? You think I'd learn not to mention it on stage, but it gets a good laugh sometimes, so I do. But like, I did it where I'm from Preston. I'll talk more about that in a bit when I can get over it. I did that where I'm from, and a guy came up to me afterwards and he said, is that right about you being disabled? Now, I don't know about you, but if I was going to lie about something, I'd pick something a bit more fucking entertaining. I might be a lion tamer or something like that, you know, but apparently this guy thinks I'm going to lie about being a cripple. I don't know how to explain that, but I mean, there's no benefit to it, almost literally now, thanks to the government. Yeah. This isn't a gig, this is an ATOS assessment. I like that, I ad-libbed it and he fucking loved it, so I'm sticking with that. So there's no benefit to it, but I said, yeah, that's right, I'm disabled. He said, oh, right, he said, because I just wanted to let you know you're very high functioning. So I just looked at him and went, oh yeah, cheers mate, I'm going to be fucking Robocop, nice one, yeah. Just to clear up misconceptions again, the case is back in the news, so right, I don't know Oscar Pistorius, I've never met him, right? I haven't shot my girlfriend. Admittedly, I haven't got one, so that does kind of put a barrier on it, but yeah, kind of just clear something up. All disabled people don't know each other, there isn't a club, right? If there was a club, where the fuck would we all park anyway? 20,000 blue badge spaces outside a building, yeah. That seems sustainable, doesn't it? Anyhow, I don't know why I'm so angry. You guys are lovely. Things annoy me. I mean, there was a rumour going around my workplace a while ago that I had cystic fibrosis. Like, you couldn't get much further away from cerebral palsy if you tried. I just want to say that my condition is not contagious. Nobody's ever wobbled away from me, right? Unless I've kicked him in the shins, which I usually do if they say something like that. But so yeah, that was pretty much the end of that. I had a bit of a strange start to my life. Really, you can probably tell it's affected me a little bit. But when I was born, there was a bit of an issue with my father. He was in hospital. The reason he was in hospital was because he'd fallen off a trailer dancing pissed, right? So that's a great way to come into the world, isn't it? But I've always been a bit competitive with my dad, and I like the fact that I managed to outdo him, because while he was lying in a bed with one broken leg, I got born with two, so fuck you, Dad. An interesting character is my father. He had his Christmas party, obviously in December, and having a great time. Of course, he's self-employed, so he was just drinking cans of Strombo in the house, but thank fuck we don't have a photocopier, that's all I could say. Of course, behaving like this, it makes life a bit difficult, and I found that I struggled a lot when I left university and I started doing interviews and stuff, because you've probably noticed by now I'm quite sarcastic, so if somebody says something stupid, I respond with a stupid answer. So like, I got to an interview and one guy said, do you really want this job? And I said, no mate, I love coming to Salford on a Sunday morning. Somebody said, where do you see yourself in 5 years? And I said, shagging Paloma Faith. It's been 3 now and I'm not much nearer. All I've got so far is a restraining order, so I don't think that's going to work out. But it's interesting actually, because when I started doing that joke, I've been doing that joke roughly as long as I've been doing comedy, and she wasn't really that well known then, but now she's one of the biggest stars in the country, so frankly I think I deserve a piece, don't you? Yeah, I'm sorry, I realise that I swear a lot and things like that. It's just my way of getting rage out. I say a lot of things I'm not supposed to say, and like I say, the interviews were a big part of that. It ended up landing me with a job in IT. I don't know if you know anything about IT workers, but generally they're either sociopaths or stand-up comics. You can decide which one I am. I'm not too sure myself, but the thing about IT is that in order for somebody to rank above you, they have to be more socially awkward than you are, and you can see how awkward I am, so imagine what my bosses are like, you know? My original boss at my first job, his only way of motivating people was to go, oh, for fuck's sake. He was from Birmingham, he had a stroke. Kind of wish he had, because it might have put a smile on his face, but you know, See, you like that, or at least some of you did, so that's good. I'll tell you people that don't like it, when you do it at a charity gig for a hospice, yeah, that was smart, wasn't it? It's great though, isn't it? They start throwing stuff at you, all I can do is this. So you know, you get through. You have to find humour in these things. I find humour in a lot of stuff, because I get angry at a lot of stuff, and I find the only way to get around it is to make jokes about it, you know. People like just had the referendum and that was horrifying, but like people coming on the television saying, politicians mainly, saying they want more power. Yeah, 4,000 volts should fucking do it. One thing that I did realise is that many years ago when I was a lot younger and people used to say the country's going to the dogs, I used to think that was a ridiculous phrase, but the country has actually gone to the dogs now, because if you think about what dogs do, they leave shit everywhere for somebody to clean up, and they fuck off when you ask them to bring you something. So that sounds like politicians to me, doesn't it? I like that, because wherever I tell that joke, between us we can revolutionise the world. It'll be a slow process, literally, if I'm leading it, but we can do it. We can do it, don't worry. You know, I like that, because wherever I tell that joke, I don't have to tell people what I actually believe politically, and I still get applause, so it's great. But yeah, like I say, you try and find your way through stuff, and I've tried to do some more stuff. I've tried to gain a little bit more independence, you know, as a disabled person. I found out that, much like Scotland, the only reason I didn't have independence was because people told me fucking lies about it. So gradually I started gaining more and more, and I've done more stuff. I do all kinds of stuff now. I've been doing comedy for 3 years. I've had bad gigs, my first one being a very bad gig where I knocked over an ornamental display of Christmas presents by falling over on stage. That strikes me as a good one. On the other hand, it did kill 3.5 minutes of my 5-minute set, so, you know, some things do work out. I have had some amazing gigs though. One gig I had a couple of months ago, I got a standing ovation, which I thought was great, but then I thought, maybe comedy audiences really don't understand irony, you know? Yeah, I like that. It's new, but I like it. You know what I mean? I'm actually going to Edinburgh in a couple of days. Not for like a holiday. I'm going to do the Fringe. I'm doing a show up there. Thanks. If you lot could all come with me, that would be fantastic. I haven't sold any tickets yet, so anybody turning up would be good. No, I'm just hoping it goes a little bit better than last time when we did a group show, and it was a really good show, really well written, you know, good venue, good time. It was lacking one thing, and that was an audience. So we'll see if this time was any better. I'm sure it will. I decided to call it Lunatic of the Fringe, if anybody feels like looking it up. The reason I called it that was because I found myself getting a lot of reviews that included phrases like darkly intriguing personality, which I thought was brilliant, until I realised that was what they used to say about Ted Bundy as well. So, Plus side, a disabled serial killer probably won't get very far, would he? You know? This is pathetic, he can't even run away. I like it when the mics are this loud, because even when I'm saying something under my breath, the entire room can hear it, so that's good. No, I said I do a lot of things now. I've been travelling myself. That's been pretty good. Done some stuff. Went to Norway last year, which was really nice. Nearly got mugged on the first day. That was a slight negative. But it's true what they say. You know, travelling does give you new experiences. Because I could run. So. I don't know why I like that joke so much, but I do, you know. There's always like negative travel stories, and unfortunately I do have one, and I used to think it was the most depressing story in the world, but now I think it's hilarious. So let's see what you guys think. About 2 years ago, around this time of year, almost to the day, not that I still think about it or anything, I'd fallen in love with this girl, and like many people of my age group, she decided to go and be a drunken dickhead for the summer and pretend to work abroad. So she went to Bulgaria. I thought I would join her, not like on the same flight. I decided I'd go and surprise her. Probably should have told her. That's where it goes from being a surprise to being creepy, but never mind. So I did that. And it didn't go very well, for obvious reasons. I actually thought it would go great because she was, you know, she's kind of soft emotionally and she was into all that Disney stuff, and I had a vision of being a prince. Unfortunately, I was Quasimodo. And I didn't even get my bell rung, so, you know, some things don't work out. I'm going to have a bad back by the end of this, by the way. I'm leaning forward that much, it's ridiculous. The problem is, if I lean back, I feel like Stevie Wonder, you know what I mean? Those lights are a bit bright. You know that lyric of his, very superstitious, the writing's on the wall? Stevie, who the fuck told you? Must have been in Braille, that's all I can think. But yeah, anyway, so it didn't go very well, so that was entertaining. But I've got over that now, honest. That's why I still talk about it. I am single, in case you're surprised by that revelation. I'm certainly not. But I found that I have a problem with it now. I don't actually mind being single, but all my friends mind me being single. Like, they want to give me advice. Like, when I say I'm interested in a girl, they say, oh, I won't go near her. Well, fucking good, I don't want you to. I want to go near her. Well, I want to get very close to her, in fact. But, yeah, and then, like, they give me the advice about going on this online dating shit like Tinder and that. No, it's not for me, I'm afraid. I'm sorry, it's the McDonald's of dating, you know? It's cheap, it's quick, it's really good when you're drunk, but you can get so many health problems, it's just not worth it, you know? So I don't do that. A lot of stuff I don't do. I do travelling. Yeah. I can't think of another way to say that, actually. Yeah, I do travelling, and that's cool, but I don't make a big deal of it. A lot of people tend to post it on Facebook, and that bores the arse off me, quite frankly. Partly because most people I know that have been travelling have just paid a lot of money to get an exotic disease and a hangover. Now, I come from Chorley, I could do that for £3 on a Friday night, you know what I mean? There's almost no chance of this, but is anyone from Chorley? Or know of it? If you do, don't admit it, is my advice. I only do it on stage because it gets easy laughs. It's a great place to come from if you want to be on Jeremy Kyle when you're older, that's all I can say about that. They used to say that my old headmaster was turning the school into a prison, but of course he was, because he was just preparing them for the rest of their life. Oh, come on, most of them are in prison. Don't give me that intake of breath, you know it's true. No, but like I say, I don't do a lot of things. I don't do online dating, I don't travel, well, I do travel, but I don't glorify it. I don't glorify a lot of stuff on social media because it does my head in. People like the inspirational quotes type stuff, and I only saw one that I ever thought was any good, and it was Tiger Woods saying you should always be a role model, which I thought was great. No, I really did. I tried to follow his example, but I haven't shagged anyone yet. On the other hand, I am good at golf. So, no, I'm not really, but I've got a tremendous handicap. Oh dear. Someone once asked me what would you do if someone ripped your act off. I was like, no one could do it, you know. People think I'm a character actor. It's like people expect me to spring off the stage and run out of the building. It doesn't work like that, trust me. For that same reason, as I mentioned before, I don't go to the gym, and apparently no one else in here does either after what Henry said, so that's good. The reason I don't go to the gym, I don't know if it's the same for you guys, but do you not find most people that go to the gym are really obsessed with themselves? It's like ridiculous. And they've gone to the stage where they post it on Facebook now, and it's just ludicrous, you know. I did a big session on my legs today. Yeah, I did a big session on my arse today, so what, you know? Yeah. These are the people that post like checking in at the gym all the way through January and then all the way through February they're asking for Domino's vouchers, you know, that kind of people. Just does my head in, you know, I can't explain. People say I should go because it would help me, you know, get rid of some of my anger and release some testosterone, but the thing is I've got a computer and access to the internet, so that's all I need. And that only costs a £5 a month. What's a gym membership? 20 quid, you know? I'll be honest, I was supposed to structure this, you know, in plans for Edinburgh, but I've just basically come out with everything I normally say in a completely random order, but you seem to have liked it, so that's good. It's nice to be here with you all, it really is. The other thing I don't like about social media is I mentioned the inspirational quotes, but one that really got up my nose finally was the girl I mentioned before. She posted up saying that she thought good guys were like unicorns. Everyone talked about them, but they don't really exist. To which I responded telling her to fuck off, and I said, they do exist, it's just they're like people from Warrington. They do exist, but no one gives a fuck about them. I'll be honest with you, I've cheated a little bit there. One of my friends is in the audience and I actually asked him on Thursday, what's the rival town to Widnes? And he told me. So I should have known really, because I watch enough rugby league, you know. But yeah, I thought I'd do that joke and I thought you'd like it, so there we go. I'm desperate to be liked, so if you did like me, I'm on social media, that's John Porter Comedy. I'm desperate for human interaction, you can probably tell. So feel free to send some across and I'm pretty sure I'll respond to you pretty quickly once I get out of Widnes, which should hopefully be any time now. See, I've just destroyed all the goodwill I had there, I'm really sorry. No, I called the show Lunatic of the Fringe because I've done some crazy stuff. I talked through the travelling stuff and that. The only thing that a lot of people my age have done I haven't is drugs. I can't do drugs. The idea of doing them terrifies me. Apparently if you take cocaine you find yourself jabbering on endlessly to a room full of people who don't give a fuck what you're saying. Which must be terrifying. I did once consider trying cannabis, but they told me if I did that, I'd think everyone was staring at me. And yeah, normally I would wrap it up plugging social media, but like I say, I'm doing it in the complete wrong way, so I apologise for that. I'd like to end on a big laugh, so I'm going to jump off the stage now. It should be a cracking end. By that I mean my femur. But at least if I go to hospital they might replace it with one that works, you know, there are advantages to this. Of course I'll be on a 6-week waiting list. Oh god, I'm going into a political rant now, I do apologise. I'll get off the stage. See you later, bye.